The New York Knicks are back in the 3 seed in the Eastern Conference as they beat the Chicago Bulls 128-117. And once again, it was a Jalen Brunson masterclass. The New York Knicks really dominated this ball game. I will give credit to the Chicago Bulls for doing everything they can to make it a game. They fought hard, they scrapped, and they made it a game, and it wasn't ever a game that went away. Knicks looked really good. I think this is one of the best offensive games of the season for the New York Knicks, and this is against the Chicago Bulls defense that can be at times one of the best defenses in the league. I know they didn't have Ayo Dosunmu. They still had Alex Caruso. Missing Dosunmu really, changes their defense. But look, Knicks shoot 55+% from the field, 47% from three. The thing I am most in love with, though, you made 46 shots, and 31 of them came off assists. To quote my idol, the Knicks were moving and they were grooving. They were sharing the wealth. They were playing for each other, and they were awesome. And I thought the Knicks did a really good job of coming out and responding from the last loss against the Bulls. The Bulls dominated on the glass. I know that Andre Drummond got hurt in that first half, which is going to play a big difference. But Hartenstein played well, and having Josh Hart back definitely helped you control the glass. But MVP of your season, MVP of your team, should be in the MVP conversation. In my opinion, he should be in fourth behind Jokic, SGA, and Luka. He should be first-team All-NBA. Jalen Brunson did what Jalen Brunson does. 45 points, 8 assists, 54% from the field, 58% from downtown. His ability to just lock into a game and dominate on the scoring end is like none other. And it was really good to see him get back at a level of being that knockdown three-point shooter. When he's making threes like that, he's almost unguardable. He had Alex Caruso in hell all night. They tried to put Torrey Craig on him. Didn't work. They tried everything. It didn't work. He was just in that mode. Jalen Brunson was electric. But for me, the most exciting part of today's game was that OG Anunoby looked to have gotten comfortable once again shooting the basketball, coming back from that elbow injury, and give you the offensive production that he has. I think we almost forget at times that Anunoby is one of the best three-point shooters in the league and one of the best from the corner, and to see him go 4 for 6 in his third game back after re-injuring that elbow, he looked good. And you're going to need OG to hit shots in the playoffs. When you can go OG and you can go Hart, you can go DiVincenzo in a big, and you got Brunson out there, that puts a lot of pressure on a defense to extend their defense to the all parts of the floor, and it allows the court to open up for Jalen Brunson to attack. We know how special he is on defense, but when you're getting 24 points from OG, they're going to be a really tough team to beat. And then Josh Hart, man. I mean, I didn't even realize it. Josh Hart had 17 points. 17 points. Man, when he is good, he is good. And he was really, really good tonight. You know he was going to be motivated after being ejected in the early part of that game on Friday against the Bulls. 17 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists. I never thought he could be this good. Even when the Knicks traded for him and I called it a win by a mile, I never thought he could be a guy that could be flirting with a triple-double every single time he gets on the floor. And on top of that, he played 46 of the 48 minutes. Around the corner, we're going to talk about how Tom Thibodeau is starting to change the rotation for the New York Knicks. Precious Achiuwa didn't play. Why is that? Alec Burks did not play. Why is that? And no bogey in the second half. That's around the corner, but I want to hear from you. The Knicks are the blank best team in the East. Answer that question for me. My answer is 2, and they can beat 1. We'll also take a look at the Eastern Conference standing as well and see where the Knicks stack up. But first, get hooked up with our proud sponsor, PrizePicks. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS, and they will match your first deposit up to $100. PrizePicks is the #1 daily fantasy sports app in the game. All you do is create a lineup of 2 to 6 players, and you simply choose more or less on their projected stat line. My lineup that I rolled with for the Bulls versus Knicks game, it cashed. And it's a lot of fun when you win your Prize Picks lineup. So get hooked up. Turn your basketball IQ into dollars to make them holla. I went with the more on Jalen Brunson points. That cashed. And I went with the more on DeMar DeRozan field goals attempted. That cashed as well. Pick more, pick less, play Prize Picks, win big money, withdraw your winnings. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. We'll get to the standings around the corner, but I think we are starting to see the shortening of the rotation for the New York Knicks and Tom Thibodeau getting into playoff mode. Alec Burks did not play a single minute tonight, and he said prior to the game, him being Tom Thibodeau, that Alec Burks needs to stay ready. There will be times that Burks is going to play in the playoffs, but I don't expect it to be all that many minutes. And now I am wondering if Precious Achiuwa has been cut from the playoff rotation, especially in a game against the Bulls that run a big lineup of Drummond as well as Vucevic. You would have thought the Knicks would have looked to gone big. Maybe that changed with Drummond being hurt, but Achiuwa did not play. So no Achiuwa, no Burks, and also Bogey only played in the first half. 9 minutes for Bogey in the first half. That is where the Knicks are going to roll in the playoffs, I feel like. I think Bogey will be a part of that. I think his offense can be so good at times. You may need that, especially when Brunson's out of the game. But I'm not going to be shocked if we see a playoff rotation that only features Brunson, DiVincenzo, OG, Josh Hart, Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson, and Miles McBride. In the playoffs, your rotation shrinks. Your best players play the minutes. It's going to be interesting to see how Tom Thibodeau handles that rotation going forward. So with the win over the Chicago Bulls, the New York Knicks are now the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference. The Milwaukee Bucks did defeat the Boston Celtics. They remain a game up on the New York Knicks. The Magic lose to the Houston Rockets. They fall down to the 4th seed. And you got Cleveland and the Indiana Pacers right behind the Knicks at 46 wins. And then Philly and Miami right there. Miami really, Miami and Philly still have a chance to get up and out of the play-in. They're going to probably need to win out. And this graphic will look much different 2 days from now. And it'll look much different when the season closes on Sunday. My question to you to close today's video is, who do you want to play in round 1? Who do you want to play in round 1 of the playoffs? If the season ended today, you would be playing the Indiana Pacers. So let me know. What team do you want to face off against in round 1 of the Eastern Conference playoffs? Shout out to everybody that tuned in. If you haven't yet, please hit that thumbs up icon for me. And let's go Knicks. 3 games. 3 games left. And then the contenders separate themselves from the pretenders. I'm sad it's coming to a close, but I'm ready to see how the playoffs unfold. Shout out to everybody in the building. Hit that thumbs up icon, and let's go Knicks.